Coach, could you talk a little bit about the challenges St. Bonaventure's defense is going to cause your offense?
Yeah, they're a really veteran team. I think they play together really well. They know each other well. They've had a lot of experience, and defensively they are a very good team. They play great team defense. I think they're going to be in the gaps a little bit more, probably giving us a little bit more of a cushion, I think, than we've just seen at Cal. So I think that'll be an interesting challenge for us.
Kip, did you have a question?
Yeah, our coach, Kip Coons with the Raleigh News and Observer. When you looked at this region, the way it might shape up, what did you think seeing potentially 3 former national champions in this field?
Well, I thought we had the toughest region. I was apparently alone in that when I read some of the things that the media said online. But I do think this is a very difficult region. I think when you get to this point, every region is going to be difficult, and you're going to face great competition. But that first game tomorrow with 2 former national champions, that's quite a bracket. You know, to have 3 former national champions here.
Okay, let's go down here in the front.
Hi, Bucky Gleason with the Buffalo News. Can you just share with us what makes Skylar Diggins so unique? What makes Skylar Diggins Skylar Diggins?
I think that makes her so special is what her intrinsic value to us. She is the most driven, competitive person I've ever coached. She is an extremely hard worker. She works as hard in every drill at practice and wants to win every drill at practice as she does in the game. She puts a lot on herself to get better. She really expects a lot from herself. She's a little bit of a perfectionist, wants to really be the best. And I think that she just has that internal motivation that is really, really amazing. And to be able to be the leader of our team and get the rest of our players to have that same sort of motivation, I think is really what's made us successful.
Can we go up front here?
Hi, Amy Morris from the Buffalo News. One of the things that people have talked about St. Bonaventure is that they're a very well-coached team. I don't know how much you've watched them on tape. I'm sure that you have. But as a coach, how do you go about telling if another team is well-coached? What does that mean to you when you say that?
I think Jim's done an outstanding job. I mean, I know he's a finalist for the Naismith and really well-deserved. Just an outstanding season to have a group of veterans, and he's brought them along, and they've gotten better every year. They've overachieved, I think, this year to be picked, I think, to finish 6th in their league and then to win it undefeated. Anytime you go undefeated, I think that's a remarkable accomplishment for a coach. And I think that he's gotten his players to play within their roles. I think they seem like they have good team chemistry. He's really done a great job.
Peter, do you have a question back?
Peter Katrumpis, Raleigh Sports Examiner with Examiner.com. Coach, this time of the year, defense is key, particularly with all the teams competing. What do you expect out of St. Bonaventure, and then how do you adjust in how you approach your game plan with your team?
Yeah, I think you're right. Defense is going to be a really important part of this tournament. It has been so far for us. We really rely on our defense. We really have worked hard on our defense all year long. I think we take a lot of pride in our defense, and I'm sure St. Bonaventure has the same pride in their defense. They limit teams to a pretty low number. When I'm looking at their stats, seeing what points they're giving up, I think they control the game very well, and they use their defense to control the game. I think they've played very well defensively. They play mostly man-to-man, and they play it well.
Do you have your hand up, Mike? She's coming.
Yeah, Mike Potter from the Washington Times. Gary Blair was pointing out before that 4 conferences have 3 teams each here, the SEC, Big 12, ACC, and Big East. What's the difference in those conferences as far as the styles of play?
You know, I don't know. We played Duke, we played Kentucky, we played a number of teams that are still playing, and those teams they share one thing: they're all really athletic. I think that was probably the biggest thing that we saw in all those games. So I would say the ability to really get up and defend with great athletes has been kind of a. I think the Big East is a very athletic and fast league, and we face that competition night in and night out. So I think it's not a surprise to see those athletic teams advancing in each league.
If we can get Kurt here and then get Bucky next.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about St. Bonaventure's offense? Is there anything that they do that you're concerned about or that could frustrate your team as they guard them?
Well, I'll tell you, Jenkins is a great scorer. She's amazing. She can really get the shot off quickly. She has an incredible release. They screen for her really well. They look for her. They play together really well. They know where she's going to be. I think Ortega's difficult for us to guard because she puts it on the floor and can really get to the rim. She's very crafty with the ball. And then Tatenhove is another really good scorer. And they score in a lot of different ways. You have their 5 who's going to step out and shoot threes, which is something we don't see a lot. So I think that's going to be a challenge for us.
Let's go here to Bucky.
Back to Skylar for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've had your share of these questions, so I apologize. Going back to when she was in 8th grade, I thought the first and last time I saw somebody do that was with Bob Knight and Damon Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Were there times even back then where you're thinking, I can't believe I'm actually going to give this 13-year-old girl a verbal commitment?
I did. I thought that, and I'll never forget that, sitting in the conference room with her, and when she left and didn't accept the offer, I couldn't believe I couldn't talk an 8th grader into saying yes to Notre Dame. She had such tremendous poise as an 8th grader. She asked great questions. She was thankful for the opportunity. She was amazing, and I think she continued to amaze me throughout her career, and actually went up to the very last day and probably last hour that she could have committed in the signing period in November. So I've never done it again. Don't really anticipate doing it again. I think she was that special.
Other questions? Kurt?
Could you talk a little bit about Devereaux Peters and just her ability to do so many different things and how that can impact the game?
Devereaux has really just continued to get better. This year, she had a stretch of 15 rebound games. She set a number of records for double-doubles and most rebounds in a game, averaged over 10 rebounds for most of the Big East season, and really helped us get to the next level. I think with her in the game, we're a completely different team. She really can rebound. She can alter shots. She can block shots. She can run the floor. She does so many things that we really rely on, and certainly she's a big part of the reason that we're here.